You got your water ready?
Yep, I'm straight. So this is me talking. This is me being present. This is me going back and forth, talking the way I'm probably going to talk on this whole podcast. Let's go. What?
It's just funny.
What's funny? What's funny?
When you do that
What's funny?
that voice, when you do that voice, it's funny.
Which voice?
It's a
What do you?
it's a voice you do when it's the poetry voice. This is what I do when I talk, and I'm probably gonna talk like this.
Okay, that's what you're saying.
It's just funny when you do it because it's so accurate.
The poetry? I hate slam poetry though.
You hate it?
It's the most obnoxious form of art. People snap.
Because you don't want to be too aggressive with the claps.
Is that the real reason?
That's
I don't even know what the real reason is. It's
the
just
reason
I can't.
is because this is too aggressive.
It's funny because I remember I used to watch Def Jam poetry and that shit was always tight. But there's New Age poetry where there's two people doing it at the same time. I feel my hands clasping into your hands. And as palms meet palms, we make rhymes like from the Bible, call them Psalms. Nigga, just get the fuck out of here.
But
I'm just it's just corny.
I understand.
It's just corny.
You know what? I'm laughing because I get it. I do understand what you're coming from. And you know what? There's a lot of powerful things that I've listened to. And it was very powerful. I enjoyed it. But then it became this thing where it was just too much.
Yeah, it's oral masturbation.
It's just because I feel because one person did one formula.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Yeah.
And it got what people wanted to hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember this guy was talking about how he has a cap and a 3/4 coat, and he was talking like he was a robot, repeat error. I don't know if you saw that. And
it becomes cringy performative.
Yes, I get it. The first time you see it, I'm like, oh, okay, that's new. But when people try to get the same format,
they just do too much.
It's too much sauce.
Yeah. I mean, too much sauce is going very easy. It's way too much sauce.
Way too much.
It's just sauce.
It's only sauce.
It's
At
cringe.
some point, I'm going to need something like chicken or something to sustain it, but it's really just sauce.
People are doing the most with it, and it really triggers me because at the same time, I grew up in a time where I loved poetry. I told you, remember Def Jam poetry?
Yes, I do remember it. Bruv, you're talking to me.
Yeah.
I remember Def Jam. Def Jam was was dope. Yeah. Def Jam poetry was the ish. You understand?
Right.
It's just like Def Jam comedy.
Yeah.
And anybody that's trying to replicate it right now, they're not nailing it. They're not hitting it.
No.
It feels corny. You know what the thing is? When white people only do this and it's yo, we're in 2020. It's we've been doing this kind of comedy for the past. And white people are funny when you don't season your shit.
And you feel like comedy's there? Yeah. You feel like poetry's there.
Poetry's at that point.
Man,
where comedy is, where it's corny. What you saying?
There was a guy named Black Ice. He used to do Def Jam poetry. Amazing. I would tune into every one because you could tell there wasn't performative masturbation on the thing. There was a time between 2015 and 2018 where every single day somebody on Facebook would share a cringy ass poetry video of two people talking about what it feels like to grow up in white skin. And it's this really dark person.
It's a dark person.
And I'm okay, we get it. You're taking their voice. This shit's corny. Get this gimmicky ass shit out of here.
If I could see it, coming from 300,000 miles.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
Before you get to the point that's a big ooh and ah.
Yeah.
I already got what you were trying to say.
Yeah. The problem is the gimmick takes away from everything. Because poetry is meant to be whatever message you're trying to relay, right? So the moment you start using gimmicks, it's I'm gonna do a sword fight, but guess what? For my sword fight, when we're gonna joust, my sword is gonna light on fire, and then there's gonna be lightsabers. All of that's just show me a good sword fight.
Show me your good stuff. Yeah. Show me your skills.
You know what it's like? It's like when you watch a movie and there's too much CGI.
Yes.
That's what I would compare a lot of poetry today.
Yes.
They got a lot of CGI, and I'm like, bitch, I like Avatar. I don't like Avatar every day.
Absolutely. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I can't stand that shit, man.
It's just,
I can't stand poetry. And here's the worst part: is it used to be so fucking amazing.
It used to be super good.
Amazing.
It used to be super
If you're
good.
watching right now and you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch Def Jam poetry. All right. For as black people, that was like the first time I got ever introduced to the idea.
Yo.
You had Badu that came through with some bars. You had
Kanye
Chappelle.
Kanye West
yeah.
came through before he did his big hits.
And what was the song? What was the song that he played? Do you remember?
It was
All Falls Down. All Falls Down. And it was good.
And it was no, it was not good. It was amazing. Before it was even the song.
Yeah.
Like he didn't even put it together in the song. And he did that and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Snap, but it's not that.
Yeah.
It's not that.
Yes.
It's not that.
So I definitely like that one. And there's a whole bunch of guys who are not as well known who did a lot of great stuff.
Yeah, well, you mentioned Badu.
Well, Badu's like it's the more mainstream names. I'll be honest with you, a lot of the guys who are really great at what they do in terms of poetry were not big name people, but they were great in that scene. And it was amazing to watch. But unfortunately, poetry devolved into this like, I went to university degree and I love social sciences. So how about I tell you what it feels like to grow in a black skin as a white woman from suburbia? And then it's just like, I don't care. I've been shot 5 times today. My name is Trayvon. Girl, I'm on the radar of cops. Oh my God, my pops misses me. He hisses at me. It's cops looking
your
at me.
microphone down. I'm gonna cut it off. Because I can't even stand that. I can't it's just gimmick things that you know what it is. Key things when they repeat things and repeat things.
Seasons are changing. Girl, it's time from springing from within me, a feeling I haven't felt for a long time. This is a strong sign that what is overcoming me are the seasons changing from winter to fall. My heart has gone cold.
If you don't shut the fuck up,
you don't think I can do that shit? I can do that oral masturbation. I did customer service at the highest levels.
But that is what it is. It's customer service at the high. That's what it is. It's mental masturbation. I can't stand it. No. It's really just a repetitive thing. And the thing is, you know what? Poetry is nice, but it became what mumble rap is, where everybody has the same style. You know what I mean? It's like before it was like the Chief. What I mean is like Chief Keef came out.
I get you.
You know, they had the same style. Migos came out. They have the same style. But now if I speak like this, you know this is my voice of poetry.
And I'm like, nigga,
of poetry.
Your name is not Baba Tunde. You don't have to speak like that. You know what I mean? It's not necessary. And here's the thing.
When you come out the street, you hear the beat of the drums.
Here's why I'll disagree with you.
The beat of the drums and the hums.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the same shit.
Here's why I'll disagree. At least mumble rap, I feel like there's some... yes, they may be all doing the same style, but at least to me, it's not always gimmicky. You know what I'm saying? When I see poetry today, to me, the problem is it's a gimmick. It's a gimmick the way that they do it.
There's some gimmicky shit in mumble rap.
If
you listen to Lil Xan and stuff like that, like the shortest song he did, that was like some corn ass shit. Yeah. It was doo doo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I feel sometimes it's really like that. It's just like, the thing and then it's the same flow. The flow is the same thing, and it's really just when it's just okay. This guy is if I listen to something, it's like I know okay. This guy is doing poetry.
Yeah. No, you can just tell by the way they talk.
My eyes, and it's just not fun.
No.
It's not fun. I can't stand it.
Yeah. But moving on to the next topic, because people wanted to talk about this, but I never found a good way. So how did you feel about Candice Owens' video? People have been asking us to react. And I told you I didn't want to cover it for a plethora of reasons. I didn't want to cover it
either because...
So first, why don't you talk about why you don't want to cover Candice Owens and why you didn't want to talk about what she said?
It's very flip-floppy, and I see what she's doing. And to be honest with you, I've been good at answering. Go ahead.
Context. So Candice Owens posted a video shortly after George Floyd's death. Basically, she wanted to debunk the media narrative that George Floyd was somehow a saint. And so what she proceeded to do for 4 or 5 minutes was then read out his rap sheet to everyone to prove that he was an evil person. And thereafter, she began to go after George Floyd.
Shut the fuck. I heard what the fuck you trying to do.
Okay, my bad.
If you don't shut the fuck up, bro.
So
Did you hear this shit?
Afterwards,
Did you hear this shit?
Afterwards, what she did was she began to say, "Why does the black community choose people like George Floyd as their martyrs?" So that's the gist of the context. Preach. Go ahead.
Oh man, the thing with the thing that happened is that I've been good answering all, like I answer the inboxes that we have and stuff like that. But I'm gonna be honest with you. The minute you sent something with a link to what Candice Owens did, you went into the inbox like, okay, done inbox. Okay, like I was not like I'm not covering this. I'm not gonna answer anything about it. It's really just because I saw the video. I saw the video and I was like, you know what? I see what she tries to do. Right. Like you see it. It's sometimes people want you to cover some things and it makes sense. Right. But some other times people want to cover. They want you to cover something, and the arguments are so dumb, so asinine. There's no arguments. What she's saying is like, okay, so what? He was not an all good person. So what? From what he did he deserve to die like that? Is that what you're saying? It's just, and she doesn't even understand the fact that all these riots that's happening and everything that's happening, it's no longer about George Floyd. It's no longer about that. And the problem that I have with that is that lady, that Candice Owens lady, she's a smart motherfucker. She just decides to play dumb because it benefits her, which is fine. Do you? You know, David Guetta used to do some bum ass music. And then at some point, what happened? He decided to sell out because what? Money. Which is fine. You want to do your commercials thing. To me, that's what it is. Candice Owens, what's coming out of her mouth right now is commercial shit because it helps her. That is really just, and I'm not going to reply to that. I'm not going to defeat I'm not going to go and be like, you know what? I'm going to talk about the last song of David Guetta. Let me just talk about the last song of David Guetta. I'm going to tell you what. No, I'm not going to waste energy about that because I understand why he chooses to do that music, because the mainstream really wants to hear that. It's the same thing for Candice Owens. So that's why I was not interested to cover her. I was not interested to talk about her, to try to dispute her takes. If you're dumb enough, and yes, I'm gonna go as far as saying that if you're dumb enough to gobble everything she says, then live with your faith, live with what you believe in. And I was just not interested because of that. What did you think about that? Why were you not interested?
Well, I think if you know Candice's history, you know that she was a liberal up until 4 years ago.
Yes, sir.
And me being on the YouTube platform, me doing videos, I know how profitable it is to be the token black guy within the conservative party.
And sometimes we've benefited from that. You said that yourself.
Yeah. So it pays a lot of money to espouse those views. That's why there's a couple of people on the platform who you can just tell will parrot anything that right-wingers say because it lines their pocket. And so for me, it becomes very increasingly difficult to have a conversation with people who don't believe in what they're saying, but say it because it benefits them financially, because then I'm not having a conversation with a person, but with an ideology. And not even an ideology that you truly believe in, but an ideology that you espouse because it lines your pocket. So then I'm not talking to someone, I'm talking to a wall.
Yeah. It's really hard to have a conversation with an agenda.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why, honestly, I didn't want to cover it. And, even to her point, was George Floyd a bad person in regards to his rap sheet? One can make the argument, and I wouldn't argue against you, but to me, it's not relevant to the conversation. Those cops did not know his whole history when they put his knee on his neck. He could have been a saint for all they cared. All they wanted to do was put that knee on his neck. So it doesn't change anything within the conversation dynamic. And the idea that, we choose the wrong saints, first off, nobody chose George Floyd. They just happened to be the person that they killed. Secondly, even when our role models are perfect, you still kill them. Martin Luther King was assassinated. Malcolm X was assassinated. Almost every civil rights leader and every black Pan-African leader that we've ever had before, you found ways to kill and murder and assassinate.
Can we pause for 2 seconds?
Hold up, I'm going to keep going.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then Tatiana Jefferson, ideal mother, law-abiding citizen with her child in her home. You killed Breonna Taylor, a medic with her husband or boyfriend in her house. You went in with a no-knock warrant for drugs that were never there, and you killed. So to me, it's like you sit there and you say, why pick this person? Well, it's like, it doesn't matter whether the person's perfect or not. You will kill them unjustly. So to me, it shouldn't be part of the discussion. Justice is blind. You should apply it evenly. Whether the person's a good, evil, 10-time murderer, to me, it doesn't matter. You have to apply the sense of justice to everyone equally. So to me, that's why I didn't want to engage in the conversation. And, you know, she's someone who benefits from controversy. She's always going to be able to line her pockets with this shit.
Absolutely.
So to me, it's just an uninteresting conversation.
Absolutely.
You know, if you don't... 4 years. You know what's a funny, crazy story about Candice? Candice claims that she was never discriminated against in her life. But
there's a video about that.
But if you look into her history,
Yep.
she actually sued, I believe, the city that she lived in
Yep.
For a racial discrimination suit. I believe someone said a slur at her or
Yep.
something like that, and she sued the city and made money. So my question is, if you are not even honest enough to admit the fact that you have believed in discrimination at some point in your life, enough to sue somebody for it, how am I going to sit here and try to have a real, genuine conversation with you?
We're not even playing on the same level.
Yeah, it's like, yo, the NAACP was involved. I was like, yo, get out of here with that bullshit. So listen, there's grifters. There's I don't think there's anything wrong with being right wing and conservative. I think there's a lot of reasons to be, and I feel like black people, despite what how they vote, a lot of them do align with conservatives on
Absolutely.
a lot of personal values. Mm-hmm. That being said, when you are just in it for profit, it makes it uninteresting for me to cover your topics.
No, because you're trying to dispute an agenda.
Yeah.
And there's no point with that because you're gonna go with logic.
Yeah.
And the person's not gonna use logic. They're gonna use their agenda.
Right.
Anything they're gonna be able to do is gonna be able to twist whatever they know to fit their agenda. So there's no point discussing that.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the thing about, you know, assassinating the people that we choose. It's either an actual assassination or it's a character assassination. They're going to try to assassinate your character even before they try to kill you or after they killed you.
Yeah, what was MLK?
Oh, he was a cheater.
Yeah.
He was a wife beater.
He had a sex cult going.
Malcolm X. He was a drug addict.
Yeah.
He was a sex addict.
Yeah.
He was a cheater.
Yeah.
They try to do all this thing. They try to assassinate your character no matter what your take is, no matter where you're trying to go. So it's not even like the physical assassination, but it's actually the character assassination that's going on.
Yeah.
And the thing, like you said with the Candice Owens thing, is like you're not even playing on the same. It's not even the same rules.
Yeah.
Because you're going to go with, let's say you have a talk with her.
Yeah.
You're going to go on logic. She's going to go on agenda. You can't exit the conversation. Not every conversation you're going to win. And that's not a one that you're going to win. She's going to try to go on.
It's also just not worth having. So
No,
for
it's
me,
not.
it's uninteresting. So I know a lot of you guys wanted us to cover it, but at some point I'm also thinking like, am I just talking to a brick wall? This is not worth debunking.
The more videos you guys sent us about that, the less interested I was.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I didn't want to spend too much time on Candice. That's all my thoughts on her. That's why I haven't covered her yet, and I don't know if I will. But yeah, what else did you want to bring up today?
The whole situation was going on. You going to the States. I wanted to talk a little bit more about you going to the States.
Me going to America during this lockdown?
You going to America during this lockdown. We're going to go to the other subject, but I wanted to talk about your whole experience and just extend on that because we did a video about that. But it's like, what did you like? I just got questions. I didn't want to go because of the family and stuff like that. But what did you expect going in there?
I didn't expect much. I was just curious, to be honest with you. I was like, yo, why can a Canadian go to America during a lockdown? You know, like, because there's a travel ban, and it says you can't travel by land, you can't travel by ferry. But for some reasons, Canadians can still fly into the U.S. That's still open. So I'm like, are we really having a travel ban? Apparently, Americans can't fly, they can't drive, they can't ferry into Canada, but we can fly down. So it didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So I was kind of curious to just go see there and then kind of go down there and do some work. I didn't know what to expect because you see on news, America, it sounds crazy right now in terms of like the coronavirus.
And is it? Because you were in New York.
No, when I was in New York, it was really chill, man. It was really quiet. So that was my experience.
It was really quiet.
It was chill. Even it wasn't so quiet that it was abnormal. Traffic was a little bit little bit lighter. People was wearing face masks, but overall, my experience in the States was that people were living life as normal for the most part. Yeah, and that's in New York, the epicenter. So that's how I feel about that shit.
Because the first thing that you told me that you were going down south. You told me I'm going to go down south. You shouldn't go to New York. I'm not going to go to New York. Next thing I know, you're on the podcast, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, happened last minute.
That's of course, yes,
Right.
I know that. But I'm like, oh shit, he's risking it. I can't wait to fucking hear how the hell it went down, because I know like you were supposed to go around New York, and then probably like that. I made it in my head. I'm like, yeah, if he's on that podcast, it's because it just worked.
Yeah,
and it was last minute, right? Whatever. But I was like, oh, like how is it? And then you came back, and you're like, meh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back. I don't care if the travel ban is in place.
When are you gonna?
If I want to visit America, I'm gonna visit America.
When are you gonna go back?
Probably go back like end of July, mid-July. Yeah, I'll just go down. I don't give a fuck.
And you got tested as well, so don't even worry about that. So you got tested and everything. Yeah. We started before we started.
You know what's crazy about the coronavirus test is that they're not necessarily accurate. Unless you're symptomatic, they don't necessarily prove that you do or don't have it.
So maybe you have it right now.
Maybe I have it. There's no way of knowing 100%. And you can have it for a while. So it's very blurry. So if you have the coronavirus, you can have it for a long period of time, show no symptoms, and show up negative on tests. It doesn't mean that you're actually negative. You could have it, nigga.
Yeah, but I'm strong.
Yeah, but you could pass it on to someone who's not. So that's the real problem,
Yeah, but I don't do nothing like that.
Yeah? You don't pass it on to people?
No.
Yeah.
I keep it to myself.
Okay, whatever. AIDS-looking nigga. So
AIDS-looking nigga? Is that what you said?
Yeah. If this was the 70s, you look like you give people AIDS.
Well, you too. You're black.
True.
I mean,
yeah,
bro.
but you look gay, so that's it.
Excuse me.
There's so much of that, man. That was crazy.
So what?
They used to say that. What? There were so many like pejorative terms for people.
Bro, you couldn't even give blood up until recently.
Yeah.
If you were gay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because of all that shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, what else do you want to bring aside from Corona?
You're back. We're filming. 600,000 followers just recently right now. How do you feel about that?
Nothing. Next topic. I don't care. I don't know what to tell you. Followers to me don't mean anything. 100,000, 200,000, 600,000, 1 million. I don't give a shit. My money doesn't change that much, so I'm just like, whatever. It is what it is.
Your money long.
You know what I mean? It's like, I don't care.
You think that
I'm the same way I've been since we were at 50,000 till now.
That's right.
So
grimy as fuck.
People are like, wow, and it's cool to see the numbers because it's like more people watch you. So
great.
So it's great to be able to touch more people, not physically MJ style, but like, but
wow,
I don't care.
It's fun. It's great. I understand. Like it just shows a milestone, and it's good to quantify the work.
Yeah.
It's good to quantify the work and see what's happening and how it affects people. So I'm not gonna say that I don't give a fuck at all. That wouldn't be really true. It's good to see, like, to quantify the work that you're doing.
Okay, here's a more interesting topic. Ever since we started doing this fucking YouTube shit and we've been popping, you know what has changed and what is very tangible?
Girls dropping in your mailbox?
Yes, nigga.
Boom, boom.
Just a man,
boom, boom, boom.
My man knows.
Abba in the room, knocking boots on beds. What's going on, Abba?
It's just weird. You know what? I always used to hear this, but it's like when you an ugly nigga and then you get like semi-famous, right? You start to live the experience of a hot woman.
Yes. And Mike Ward used to say that to me. It's like when you're a celebrity, and when you go to the boonies to perform, you feel like a 9.
Yeah.
Because people are at you. Yeah.
The problem is I can't internalize those compliments. So women are like, Abba, you're fucking gorgeous. And I've lived my whole life as an ugly man. So I just don't believe when they say it. So I was like, yeah, whatever,
Yeah, same.
I'm not going to say no to a blowjob. I'll be like, sure. But my whole point is like, you just don't internalize it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand that.
But then you see ridiculous situations. You're like, you want to do this? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, This is what hot women like live like. It's like life on recruit difficulty.
Yes.
Yeah, they like popped in Call of Duty and they can take 50 gunshots to the head and they can still fire back. It's that easy to play this game now. You know, and thankfully I'm at this place now, because if I was at this level when I was 21,
no,
I would have been the biggest whore, degenerate. I'd have syphilis, AIDS, gonorrhea, and herpes in my butthole for sure.
In your butthole,
yo, dead ass. I would have everything, bro.
Listen, if you have herpes, syphilis, gonorrhea, and all of that in your butthole, yeah, that's dead ass.
Well, yeah, the booty's definitely dead.
It's definitely dead.
Yeah.
But I get you. Preach wouldn't be the
You know
same.
what? I have a question.
You what?
You know what? They don't want us to catch all these STDs, but why do they name them after shit we can't spell?
You can't spell gonorrhea.
Yeah, it's like, if I think I have gonorrhea, I can't Google it. Because how do you Google gonorrhea? You feel what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I got better odds of catching gonorrhea than spelling it. You know what I mean? Like anybody know how to spell gonorrhea? No, but does anybody know how to spell gonorrhea? If they didn't want you to catch these diseases, why didn't they name them something more typeable? Like here. Like if I, keep it 100. If I put a gun to your mom's head, right?
Yeah.
And I looked at you and I said, nigga, if you want to save her, you got to spell gonorrhea. Is she dying or is she living?
Shoot the bitch. Listen. I mean, I'm not even gonna try it.
Yeah.
You know what? Love you, Mom.
Yeah, let's be honest. All these diseases, chlamydia.
Motherfuckers trying to spell gonorrhea.
Yeah, look at these hooked on phonics Negroes in this.
Gonorrhea. People are bad.
You're gonna re-up.
You're gonna re-up? Yo, you're gonna re-up?
No, it's just like I never understood why they named these weird diseases. They just name it something simple, you know? Like, you know, the clap sounds great. I can Google the clap.
Yeah, but understand, bruv, like, your name is Abba. Yes. They named you Abba. That's a weird ass name.
Your name is Eric.
Yes.
That's a really simple name.
Yes, but your name is Abba. Why would they name you Abba? I never got it why they named you Abba.
They're like A, B, C. Never mind. Just put another A. Yeah, they got lazy, okay? Simple names. Nobody needs 12-letter names with silent letters.
I ain't mad at you.
Gonorrhea, nigga. Why? Why?
Yo, where Abba at? Oh, he gonorrhea. Where's Rhea? Where the fuck is Rhea?
So all this to say, whenever, so basically,
it changed the game.
It changed the game. Yeah,
it changed the poom poom game.
Yeah, for sure. There's
so
definitely.
What, you
but again, because
you
I'm
smash more.
Not necessarily. Actually, I smash way less because of the fact that I don't want to be on the market. But if I would have had
the gonorrhea market,
yeah, on the everything market, on the let's have a good time market,
I got everything.
On the cheers market,
okay,
play that piano solo, right? So because I know if I would have had this between the ages of 21 to 26, that's why I sympathize with people like Justin Bieber.
Absolutely.
Like, how are you a teenager and supermodels want to suck your dick? And
of course.
How do you cope with that?
Of course.
And you're trying to find a persona in who you are, and then you identify with black culture because you're surrounded by black folks, but you're a white dude from some small town in Ontario.
And they allow you to do all this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, Kanye said it best. No one man should have all that power.
No.
And it affects you.
Especially at that age.
I'm glad. I'm super glad.
Yeah.
That this is not happening, and I lived through what I had to live, and this is not happening when I was like 21. Thank God.
Yeah. What child star can you name that's really handled it well?
Britney Spears.
Is she still bald? Is she still walking around? Is she still a leukemia patient? What's going on with Britney? You imagine having cancer and having to pay your husband $50K a month?
Bro.
Yo, Britney got shafted.
She got shafted.
Kevin
bad.
Federline fucked her up so bad she went bald, nigga.
This motherfucker went equality.
Yeah. Yo, you know why Britney was under that sheet crying, right? Because she's like, fuck, what's alimony? When she found out, she's like, please stop.
I thought Ali was my best friend. Alimony.
Yo,
Ali got all your money.
when she
That's
found out about alimony, she got so frustrated. He's gonna take half. Well, he's not gonna get this hair, and he just shaved everything. Yo,
That's actually not what happened. What happened was she was supposed to pass a drug test, and she's like, I abused. They're not gonna take my kids, but it's a bit what you're saying.
thank you, Wikipedia over here, nigga. I was just cracking jokes.
I know you're cracking jokes, but I'm just adding to the fact that
The reason why Mrs. Spears decided to shave her head
She was about to lose her kids.
because her children were going to be confiscated by child services.
Yeah.
I know this because in 2003,
It's
Kevin
actually
Federline in the Court of
2007.
Appeals.
2007. Thank you very
Nigga
much.
over
Get your
here.
facts straight.
This guy out here. We got fucking Snopes in the house.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, this fact is true.
It's fucking crazy.
Why was she under the sheet? Did you find that on Wikipedia too,
No,
nigga?
I didn't. I
yeah,
didn't go
exactly. You don't know everything, do you?
I don't.
Peekaboo. Shut up.
I see you too.
Moving on.
Okay.
I'll just play.
I know you.
So yeah, basically the tangent I was going on is I find myself tempted by a lot of stuff I see, whether it's free gear, free clothes,
Or you're tempted by a lot of shit you see.
because I'm getting offered a lot of stuff.
Oh, I see
It's
what
not
you
just the women's stuff; it's also like the financial stuff. There's a lot of temptation in what we're doing, but thankfully, I'm really stable in who I am. That like the money doesn't sway me, the opportunities don't sway me, the women don't sway me any type of way. So I'm good. But if I would have discovered this maybe 2-3 years earlier, my nigga, I would definitely be not okay.
I get it.
I would not be okay.
You know how I escaped the woman?
Aren't you married?
I'm just rude.
What do
I'm
you mean?
just rude. If you if you drop in my DMs and you're trying to, I'm just gonna be rude.
Uh-huh.
That's how it offends them. Oh, you don't have to be so rude. You're such a defensive. I'm just trying to protect my own shit. That's pretty much what it is.
What do you mean? How do you protect it?
I'm just being extra rude.
Okay, but why do you have to be rude? Why can't you just say no kindly?
Because some motherfuckers don't understand that. Most motherfuckers don't understand that.
Give me an example.
Of me being kind and they're not responding.
Yeah, shout out to the UK. Yeah, so how do you?
Oi, mate, what's good?
So-
I in it.
So how are they coming at you where like, they're not understanding what's going on? Give me an example.
Hey, how you doing? I think you look cute. I'm like, well, yeah, no, I'm good. I got a wife, Yeah, but it doesn't mean that you can't. And then I become rude.
Okay, because you can tell that they're still trying.
They're still trying to smash.
They're
It
still
doesn't
trying.
matter. I don't wear my wedding band.
Yeah.
I don't wear. My girlfriend was like, "Yo, wear your wedding band." You don't wear your wedding band. I'm like, "Yo, you don't understand how women are worse when you have a wedding band." If I travel and I'm at the airport, I'm going to Miami to see my parents, right, in the winter, and I'm alone at the airport waiting for my flight, and I got a wedding band and I'm just waiting for shit. Girls are gonna be on me.
Okay.
If I remove the wedding band, it's fine. If I have it, it's like they're like, ooh, he's good shit. So where's your wife? If I don't answer the toilet,
Yeah.
where you going? Miami? Yeah, okay. What's your digit? Let's go.
Okay.
If I'm rude, I'm like, yo, I ain't trying to talk to you, and I just keep on moving. If you're rude, that's one of the only effective way to to fend them off. Yeah. So yeah.
I get you, man. I've actually heard that from a lot of dudes who are married, and even women. I've had this discussion where if they see a man with a wedding band, a lot of them it doesn't deter them whatsoever. For some people, it even heightens their shit. And I've had even men mention that.
Yeah. Imagine I find out girl. Yeah. So, you're newlywed? Nah, I've been with my girl 21 years. In her head, it's like, ooh,
Really, that's weird, man.
we keep her, and then that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. They're gonna try. It's weird because they're gonna try. He a keeper. I don't even know how it works in the ladies' heads. I don't know. But the way I sense it is like, oh, he's a keeper, and I don't have a keeper, so I need his come inside.
Okay.
To just feel a little bit of the keeper. That's how I feel it.
No, it's just if you see what someone else has and you see it's good, you want it for yourself.
I see.
So even though it's probably not in your best interest.
No. There's motherfuckers that don't even want it for themselves. They just want to have a taste. They just want put that let me just ooh, yeah. Have a little yum out of it. It's not even the fact that they want it all for themselves.
Yeah.
It's just I want to have what she has. No.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's a good man. Let me taste. How does a good man taste like? That's what I feel. That's super strange. But that's how I feel like it is.
That's crazy.
That's how I feel like sometimes it really is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too much, man.
It's
too much. And like I said, I like my peace and quiet. So for me, all that extra drama is just not necessary. Like I had girls sometimes in relationships like, do you still want to link up? And I'm like, no, I don't. I don't want to be involved with that. And they're like, oh, okay, that's good. You're a good man. And it's like, nah, I don't like drama. I just don't. I don't like. So you know this story, and I told you this already. But at one time, I was seeing a girl, really interested in her, and she said, but you know what? Actually, I'm not interested. And she ended up getting with another dude afterwards, and they ended up a year later having a child, right? And I never thought much of it. It was cool for me. But then 2 years afterwards, this nigga drops in my messages, and he's like, yo, I know what you did. I'm going to fuck you up when I see you. And I was like, who is this? I didn't even know who it was. And he's like, yeah, I know what you did. And I was confused. I was trying to you were right there when I was getting those messages.
Bruv, I had to break
and
that
I
shit.
knew, because like when men act this irrational, crazy, it's always over women. Okay? Men don't know how to manage their emotions, so they go crazy for nothing, right? And this man's going nuts on me. And then finally he tells me who the girl is. And I'm like, yeah, what about her? And he's like, were you fucking her while we were together? I was like, no. She told me she was single. I said I was single. She was clearly single. That's it. She dumped me to get with you, so be happy and live your life. She's like, nah, I feel like it overlapped. Y'all was fucking... You and he comes up, he's like, you ruined a family, bro.
So why did you
ruined a family.
Why did you even ask then if you already have your answer, which is not true?
Because he's venting. Because here's the thing. Men can't afford to get angry at their girl. Yeah. So then they find someone they can unleash all that anger and frustration on. And they know they can do it on a man and be accepted in society, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But my thing is like, bruv, she told me she was single. From all accounts, when I looked into her, she was single. She dated you afterwards. So what is this insecurity coming from? But men can't act rational when it comes to infidelity. It's why, like, after breakups, more men commit suicide than women, by far.
By far.
Women handle breakups way better than men do. Mm-hmm. So I see that.
They pour a hot bath and pour a glass of wine and everything Gucci.
Yeah, so I see that shit, and then when I see it, it just makes me want to go like, I don't want to be involved with a dude like that.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Keep going.
I was just crazy. I was just worried I had to break legs. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, there was a time when I used to break legs. I'm like, what? I got to do this now? Mm. Wow, memories only like people do. Mm. So yeah, it's just the people are not rational when it comes to breakups. It's just a crazy thing. That's a fact. When they break up, it's like there's a bunch of things like that. When a guy, you know, when a guy catches a girl in bed with another dude, who you beat? Who do you beat up?
Yeah.
Nobody. Mm-hmm. Nobody. You played a game. Mm-hmm. You lost. Move on.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna let y'all finish. Get the fuck out.
I agree on that point.
I want to beat the girl. I want to beat the guy. It's just like what is that? Now I got a case on me.
Yeah.
Now I can't travel and do my shit. Like it's like, okay, you won.
Yeah. So I think that's the main reason why when I meet a girl and she's in a relationship, I'm like, no. Because I don't want that drama. I don't want that violence in my life. What you're saying. You handle your shit, get out of that, and then that's it.
And then maybe we'll talk.
Yeah, whether it's I'm single, whether I'm in a relationship, the biggest thing I value is my sense of peace. I need to go home and I need to know I'm not going to have a whole bunch of stress. Because here's the thing, right? Life has its stresses. Taxes, bills, my mom's stress. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes work stress, work bullshit. I don't need, and those are things I can't choose. I can't choose to not pay tax.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I can't choose whether my mom gets hit by a car and I got to pay for some shit, you know? I can't choose those things. But what I can choose are the people in my life. And if you come into my life and you're a constant source of drama and stress, then I don't have any obligation to you to keep you there. Because I certainly don't enter other people's lives and give them that drama and that stress. So why am I going to sit here and allow you to do that to me? Why do you feel very entitled to bring constant negativity into my life that's unnecessary? I'm not saying you're not entitled to go through some tough shit. Very much so. You're allowed. And you can talk to me about it. But you don't get to be irresponsible and then put that bullshit on me and then ask me to be a good friend by tolerating it constantly because you can't manage it. If you had a tough day and you're angry, come talk to me. You don't get to come at my place and then break shit on my wall because you're mad.
Yeah, the thing
you don't
is
get to come here and then say negative and toxic shit to me because you don't know how to manage your emotions.
That's the thing. You have to be. The point of the thing is really just to be into being a good human being or whatever, not trying to bring stress to people.
Yeah.
That's not my point in life. That shouldn't be nobody's point in life.
Right.
Like, bring some stress to people who would want that. I definitely don't want stress in my life. So of course, if your level of stress is really high, I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm like, okay, bye.
Yeah. And that's the only way it can be.
Of course,
At least
absolutely.
To me, it's the only way I can live. I think, and I think I realized where I got this from. But I grew up in such a stressful household. My mom would always stress me out. My life situation was always stressful.
Yeah.
I didn't know where we were gonna live from time to time. Like, everything was always uncertain and complicated. But I think the moment I left my mom's home when I was 17. Like, I left early and I got my own spot. I started working, you know? And the thing that I wanted was just a sense of peace. And even when I was struggling and I was living paycheck to paycheck and I was in this tiny little room in this shitty house where I hated the roommates, at the very least when I went to my room, I knew I was going to get a sense of peace. And I remember when I got that when I was young, I'm like, I never want to let go of that. Because, you know, it's like, you know, people always talk to me and they're like, but like, how do you stay happy? And I'm like, I don't try to be happy. I just try to be peaceful. You know? Like, I can't be happy all the time. I can't be like, oh my God, life's so great.
And it's part of life. It's okay.
Yeah, and I can't afford to be sad all the time. That just sucks. So there's a middle ground where you're peaceful. And peacefulness is not like some high or anything like that. All that peacefulness is, and I tell this to people, it's the absence of negative stress. That's all peacefulness is. Peacefulness is quiet. It's not positive noise. It's not people saying, I love you. It's not people saying, you're a fucking asshole. It's just quietness. And it's just like, oh, I get to be still. And nothing bad's going to happen.
Yep. And it's effortless.
Yeah.
You just get to live, do your thing,
Yeah.
and everything is all good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think that's what I'm liking a lot. And,
I can understand that. I mean, we achieve it in different ways, right? That's fine. But yeah, I do understand what you're saying. Like, in terms of just, hey, I'm not trying to be negative energy, or I'm not trying to bring a negative energy, or I'm not even trying to have negative energy in my life.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm going to be able to be at ease. With all this going on and everything going on with like the virus and everything, and how our lives are going to change and our livelihood is going to, do you think the dating life is going to change? Something's going to change about the dating life, or it's just going to remain the same? People are going to be...
I don't feel like dating's ever changed. I feel like dating has always been the same.
You feel like dating has always been the same.
Yeah.
And when you... Can you...
Like the basis of it is the same.
Yeah, but can you... What do you mean by always the same? Like, from what time frame?
The basis is like the same. It's like man woos woman, or like it's basically like you come to the table, you offer something, the other person accepts, and you guys stay together. Now, it may manifest differently over time in regards to how it's represented in smart ways, but the basis of what dating is still always the same.
The interaction is at its basis.
It may manifest in different ways, but it's still the same basis. Like, you have to prove to the other partner that you're a valuable person and that they have to take an interest. That aspect is the same. The tips that you're going to learn are going to be a little bit different. Don't text first. Oh, don't do this.
Yeah.
Even the same thing with the middle age. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Woman has to present herself as very ladylike, whatever
Yes.
it might be, right? You have to be chivalrous, right? Those little aspects change.
But at the end of the day is what you got to offer. It's really a business between two companies.
Sure. I mean, it sounds unromantic and gross when you say it that way.
And I said it like that because that's how like, if we... Romance is a lot of fla. It's a lot of in Brazilian we say floreios, you know, the flowers, the beautiful thing, the cuteness of it. But if you remove all that, which is the romance out of it, it's really that. It's a business between two people. No?
I don't disagree. I think when you just say it like that, it just turns people immediately off. You know?
True.
Because people have romanticized idea.
Yeah.
People always act like things have changed or like things are drastically different. I don't.
Is a thing
I
around.
don't believe it.
It's the cremage that's changed, but at the end of the day, it's still a cake.
Yeah, it's like, what are the principles for a good marriage today, and what did they used to be? I think they're still pretty much the same.
Yeah, whether it's like 1960s or now, we just have to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like war. People like war's changed. Now it's machines. It's like, you know, it's still the same ideas. People are fighting over resources. People are fighting over territories. We're still fighting over a lot of the same plots of land. Look at Israel and Palestine. They've been fighting crusades there for hundreds of years. I think there's like this idea that like we live in such a unique age and dating's not the same because now we do it from our phone. But you still got to meet up and then try to fuck. You know what I'm saying? You still got to meet up and try to mate. Like the basis of it to me is still the same.
Yeah.
I would watch old movies of how people would like flirt with women, and I was just like, it would be funny to me because the techniques would be different, but the ideas and the looks in each other's eyes was the same.
So whenever you see like Humphrey Bogart or whether you see
Yeah.
Bollywood, it's still the same thing.
Yeah, I feel like it. Yeah.
I ain't mad at it.
I feel like it's just not that. Like, you ever seen a woman who's really into her husband in like those old movies?
Yeah.
Is it any different than a look that a woman gives when she's into her husband today?
No.
No, we still look at each other the same way. May take different routes to get there.
But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
the point is the same.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at that.
Yeah.
I'm so distant to fucking dating and shit like that. I gotta ask. I gotta ask how you feel about that because it's not something that I'm gonna experience. You know what I mean? Like dating and stuff. And I feel a bit weirded out about the dating scene and what you gotta put up with, you know, and stuff that you have to put up. Like whenever you show me those Jubilee videos or whatever, whatnot, and then it's all those videos about dating and stuff. I'm like, ugh. You have to sort out through all of this. Ugh. How do you do it? How do you have the stamina? How do you have the patience to just to get to pum pum? Fuck.
I mean, I don't know. It's not that bad to me.
It's not because you're used to it, maybe.
It's like, I'm just not concerned with the outcome. So if I get laid, great. If I find a relationship, great. If I don't, I don't. I'm not so invested anymore in like how things are gonna end. I think
That's you.
I think what fucks people up is like they have an outcome that they want. They're like, I want this relationship. I want this marriage. And then they don't get what they want and they get upset. It's like you know when you go into whatever your passion is, and then people do their first 10 auditions to be an actor and it doesn't go their way and they get upset. But you have to recognize like that shit comes when it comes. Some people land their first audition and they get on a major television series. Other people, it takes years and years.
And some
other people like
never
Morgan
get it.
Freeman finally get an acting break when they're in their 50s. It's like
Samuel L. Jackson.
in that same token, dating comes to you when it comes to you. And if you're so concerned with the outcome, you're going to act so weird on each and every date. You're not going to enjoy that process.
Yeah, but there's gonna be some talent. Some people that ain't got the talent to act. The same way there's some people that don't have.
Yeah, but you learn. You learn by doing it. And people don't want to admit the fact that they suck at dating. You know, the thing is, people just think, I should have a partner because I'm a great person. No, boo-boo. If you don't know how to get that across, like I've met women before who were good people, but they had no charisma. I'm sorry. It's just like they had no way to get their personality across in a charming way. It's not their fault. They just don't know.
But then again, if they were really attractive, they don't get to experience how to put it out there.
Sure. And also, I think with movies, everyone has a sense of entitlement because they see these romantic movies where like the girl's working at a cafe and a guy looks at her and they're like, oh, I've never seen a woman so blah, 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 you know? And everyone thinks that their story is going to be a love story of some sorts, not recognizing that if you're not good at kissing and I kiss you for the first time and I've kissed other people before, I might be like, ew.
Yeah, what's going on? Why so much pit?
In that same token, if you're not used to dating and being across the opposite, like you ever notice people act differently when they're with the opposite sex?
Yes.
Right. What is
Yes,
that?
we've had.
What is that?
What do you mean? What is that?
Why are they acting different?
There's a sense of competition. There's a sense of, wanting to wow the other person. There's a sense of, ooh, what is this going on? I want to be the best person. It's like, I think it's really basic instinct. That's what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've experienced that.
Yeah. Yeah. You sit in rooms and you know somebody, and then 10 minutes later, all of a sudden, this nigga's just like, because a girl walked in. I'm like, nigga, calm down. Nobody wants to date you. You still broke and living at home. Shut up, So you see people change, and it's because they just don't know how to date. They don't know how to act. Like, you've seen me on dates. We did that, like, video where I had to sit across from women on dates. And you see how I am.
We never released that.
But you remember, like, you saw how I am.
Yeah.
Because I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
There's no difference between me on a date because I don't have to
show off.
I don't feel
show off, show out.
I don't feel uncomfortable in that world, right? But I've also dated a lot. I've gone on so many, like, when I first arrived in Montreal, I was on Tinder every day. I had this thing called the auto liker, and people don't, but they don't know. I'd press a button and it would like everyone in the city. So by like the next week, I would have thousands a date, right? And most of these dates went nowhere. All right, most of these dates, like I would go on the date and the date would end, and it would be coffee, and I would go home, and that was it. But I got much more comfortable at just saying what I was thinking and being very natural in those settings. Didn't mean that everyone was going to like me, but I had way more dating opportunities for long-term relationships as a result, right? A lot of people never date. Like I know one girl, she's never slept with nobody. She's never done nothing with nobody. And that's okay. I'm not mad at her for it. But she expects her love life to be amazing. I'm like, boo-boo.
That's not real life. That sounds like a very good book where Fabio's on the cover.
Yeah.
But it's not real life.
Do you remember losing your virginity? Because I remember losing mine, my nigga. And that shit was trash. The girl I was with had mad experience, bro. And I gave her the trashiest dick ever. It belonged in the dumpster. My penis was so bad that night in terms of performance, you didn't give it a rating out of 10. You was in the negatives. Shit was cold.
It was cold?
Yes, a cold day, middle of December, Canada.
My experience was not that bad, to be honest.
Really?
Yes.
Because she sucked too?
We both sucked together, but we were willing to link together.
That was cute.
It was cute.
That's cute. That's cute. I'm glad you had a good first time. Good for you.
For real, you know what? My first time, like, I hear all these people talking about their first time being trash. My first time was pretty good. It's not even.
But was it though?
It was.
You both don't know what you're doing. If you play a game of basketball with someone who doesn't know how to play and you don't play, well, y'all start throwing the ball like retards.
Bruv.
You might think you're good.
Bruv, and it doesn't matter because nobody else is watching. It's me and the person playing basketball, and we're playing like retards, and we're both retards together, but we're both having a good time. It don't matter because nobody else is watching but me and her, and that's it. If we suck. But we suck together.
Yeah, but you're playing to the competition.
And we suck each other. We're not trying to...
Okay. If you say suck each other one more time, nigga. I'm being dead ass. Like, okay, between you guys, it might have felt great.
Yes.
But if you take that same skill set and you went with somebody who was way more experienced, they might look at you like you're garbage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's something I also
wouldn't hate.
Here's something that women don't like to admit. And I say women just because I date women, so that's who I talk to. But I told the girl, she's like... Yeah, but everybody's different. Like when you get in the bedroom with a girl, like you have to treat everybody like it's different. I'm like, yeah, but boo-boo, your anatomy is not that different than every other girl's anatomy. It's not like your nerve endings are in different places. Like, you know what I mean? Like most of us got nerve endings in a lot of similar places.
Yeah, but there's some people that don't like what the nerve endings does.
I'm not disagreeing.
What I'm saying is that, but some people don't like what their nerve ending does when you choke a bitch.
Yeah.
The motherfucker's gonna like that.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, that bitch still got a neck.
Sure. But here's my point, right? My point is this. The possibilities are not infinite.
Fair.
Okay? It's not like I have to nibble between your two largest toes for you to feel great. Like, I'm not gonna find people who are like, oh, nigga, put the dick between the kneecaps. Like, no one's going to say some weird shit like that. There's a range of what you can...
But technically, that's where you have to put the dick between the two kneecaps.
You know what I used to do? When I used to get on girls and I would go on dates, I would do this. Like, you know when you take the leg...
It's going to be whack.
Hold on. You know when the kneecap is? You know, right behind the kneecap? I used to put my finger in there and go like... So imagine if this is the knee. I would do this... And it's stupid.
Why?
And the girl be like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know. You don't like that? And you're like, no, can you stop? I'm like, all right, my bad. But I'm so comfortable being weird that they would just laugh, but it would be weird. Or like, here's another thing I used to do. This is how much you know I don't give a fuck on dates. This is how you know. This is how you know. This is how you know I don't give a fuck on dates, okay? Sometimes I'll be walking side by side with a girl, real shit, okay? And we'll be walking, and like she'll have a short sleeve shirt. Hold up, and like her arm will be straight. And then while we're walking, I'll just grab the weenus, right? The weenus is this part right here.
This part right here.
Okay, and I would just grab it, and we would keep walking, and I'd be like, nice.
Get the fuck out. If you don't get the fuck out.
Just to troll a little bit.
But that's okay. That's just trolling.
Yeah, no, that would be fun shit though. Little stuff like that.
But this shit right here,
Or
bro.
like, you know how you do this stuff here as the man?
Yeah.
I would do the opposite where I'd be like, hold me. And I would just put my arm. I had a whole bunch. That's right. Straight gimmicks, no doubt. Slick Jones all the way from Ottawa. Shout out to my Somali brother. I had a whole bunch of fucking just gimmicky ass shit that I used to love doing.
That's dumb shit.
Yeah, just fun though. It's just
That's
fun.
dumb.
But where were we? I got sidetracked. Okay, so we're talking about, here's the truth, right? Like, as you sleep with people and as you're paying attention to what they like and what they don't like, and you're really attentive, not even just to what they're saying, but how their body reacts, you start to learn a lot about like how to pleasure people. Like if you eat enough pussy and you do it well and like you're really getting good, eventually you're going to be pretty much ready to eat any pussy.
Yeah.
Okay? In that same token, as you do more, you're just going to be ready for any kind of body type and for most stuff. I'm not saying like extreme kinks, like for girls like, yo, tie me up to the ceiling and fucking stick a plunger in my butt. You might not be ready for crazy shit like that. But for most shit, you're going to be ready. In that same token, I'll bring it back.
Bring it back.
That was fun.
Like you owe your tax.
Hold up. Let me. All right, here we go.
The live just stopped, so whatever.
It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, in that same token, I feel like if you do enough with girls, then you're just going to be ready for any girl. But when a girl has never slept with nobody and she's like just lost with everything, she's never going to be able to please you the same way other people will.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Man, on this topic especially, like so many girls, I'd be like, yeah, I'm really good at sucking dick. I'm like, no, men are just easy to please.
That's a fact. Sucking dick is not that hard. If you're bad at sucking dick,
most women are though. Here's the thing, all right? And I categorize. I got fucking graphs and papers written on this shit. There are women who suck dick, and there are dick suckers. The same way, all right? There are niggas who eat pussy, and then there are pussy eaters. Okay, ladies? And you should know the difference, ladies.
Yes.
You ever had to tell a man, like, oh, could you please, like, please eat my pum-pum, right?
No.
And then there's niggas like, it's breakfast,
like,
you know?
It's breakfast.
Let's
It's
go.
part of a
Ham and
complete
potatoes.
breakfast.
Okay, there's levels to this shit, right?
Yes, absolutely.
In that same token, most women don't know this, but they're not that great at sucking dick. The whole thing is, men, if you just breathe on our penis, we'll be like, that was amazing, okay? Women, the moment you put your mouth in, we're like, that's pretty good. As long as you don't use your teeth and you don't rip the skin off our foreskin, we're going to feel pretty good. And we'll be like, good job, ma'am. But if you ask us, like, on the hierarchy
of sucking dick,
like where we've had good and bad, you're probably not going to be towards the top, most women. And I've had to break this news to girls because they wanted my honest opinion. I'm like, it was
but because most of the guys, when they ask that, most of the guys are gonna be like,
amazing.
Oh yeah, it was amazing.
Amazing.
And they're amazing, but you're not.
I remember one time I was talking to this girl and I was like, all right, tell me what qualifies as a good blowjob, right? And she says to me, oh, I deep throat. And I'm like, okay, that's a misconception. That's some porn shit. Is it cool? Sure. But if you talk about making niggas come, this is a thing that people don't recognize, right? It's great to use your mouth, but blowjobs rely on hands. I'll say that again, ladies.
Say it again, because I don't think they heard.
A good blowjob requires the great hand job. Guys, if I'm lying, let us know in the comments below. Guys, isn't one of the most important aspects of a blowjob, a good one, how the girl uses her hands? Leave some comments below. Except for Troy, you're a virgin. Nobody wants to hear from you. But everyone else.
How, Troy's there? Hey, what's up, Troy?
Yeah.
Virgin ass nigga.
Yeah.
Or how they use the grapefruit.
There you go. Grapefruit technique's a great example of that.
The grapefruit.
Like when women are bad with their hands, the blowjob is automatically invalid. It'll feel like cool, but you're not going to make me go to heaven.
No.
You know what I mean? We're not going to leave the stratosphere. No. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to Venus. We're not going to Mars. You're certainly not getting anywhere near my Uranus, right? So
you don't want to go in the butt?
I mean, that's a different story. But
that's a different story that motherfuckers want to hear.
But yeah, see, a whole bunch of people know. Like the guys are saying it right now. A whole bunch of guys know. If you don't know how to use your hands, all of this shit's fucking useless. So, yeah, all this to say, a lot of people overestimate their sexual abilities. And I'm like, you're not nearly as good as you think you are. And it's okay. There's a lot of space to learn. And thinking that you're amazing is going to be the first basis to knowing that you're trash. I know where I'm trash in some departments.
Absolutely.
I know where I'm trash in the bedroom in some departments. I know.
You're supposed to know.
Yeah. A lot of people don't though. A lot of people walk through life like their pussy game is amazing, their writing game is amazing, their blowjob game is amazing, their kissing game. I'm like, boo boo, you an amateur. You don't know. You just in the recruit difficulty area, so you've never been told. But once you leave that and you start to find like real bosses and like monsters that are level 10.
I think it's harder for women than it is for men.
What do you mean?
Well, it's harder to know if you're good or not than like it's harder for women to know if you're good or not than a man. Because man, it's like we don't know when the head next time we're gonna get it.
Right.
So most of men are gonna lie about this shit and they're gonna think you're amazing, but you're not. Where the opposite, like women are pretty. If they say shit, they're pretty like they're not gonna be. Oh my God, your dick was amazing. No, they come back to you. That's what I understand.
Nah, the reason is men are easy to please.
Yes. Well,
yeah. If like I said earlier, it's like if you breathe on the dick, we're happy because it feels way better than our right hand.
It's not what I want, but I mean, hey,
yeah.
At least you're breathing on.
You know, and women's requirements are a little bit more complex.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the reason why why women think they're so good is like, oh, the nigga came and he felt great, but that doesn't qualify great sex for men. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's funny because I tried to say that in the video and he shut me down with some dumb shit.
What do you mean?
When I tried to say that, like, women, their shit is more complicated than men. It is.
Yeah, no, it was more complicated. In that video, if I remember correctly, we're talking about how men are not great in bed, and then you said it was because women's shit is more complicated.
But it's one of them. Not the only reason. It's like it's a lot of things put together. You know, there's the fact that their thing like women's shit is more complicated than men, but also.
Are we gonna get into it again? Let's do it.
Yeah, they don't like women. It's shameful for women to communicate what they actually want. Sure. It's shameful for them, so they're not gonna communicate it pretty well. You know what I mean? Which is fine. And you have to add on top of that. Yes, there are plenty men that are lazy. You know what I mean? So they're lazy. So it's a bunch of that.
I don't even think it's laziness. And I said this in the video as well, but I think it's just a lack of empathy.
Also,
it's more selfishness than it is laziness. Because niggas is not lazy when they trying to get themselves off.
I ain't mad at that.
Right? Yeah. You know what it is? It's like you sometimes you gotta listen to what people aren't saying.
I see what you're saying.
Right? A lot of this communication, especially in the bedroom, is nonverbal. So to expect everyone to always orally say what they're feeling and how they're feeling it
is not real.
It's not realistic. You know what I'm saying? And if you consistently get trash dick from niggas all the time, then at some point you're just gonna become jaded and you're not gonna be able to communicate what you want. So I feel like onus is on men a little bit to be more understanding of the fact that getting yourself off is easy. This is how I tell dudes. Really? So don't even think about yourself in getting yourself off first. I agree. Handle her shit, make sure she's good, and then take care of yourself. Yep. That's how I always approach the bedroom. So I just feel like more than laziness, more than men are not perceptive or women's shit is complicated. Like the main thing is just really be more considerate. If you were, and don't be trying to make her come so that you can feel good. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be a performative thing for your own ego. It's got to be about her because then you can really listen. Yeah. Because if it's really about her and she's like, yeah, I like that, then you're going to see that she's not being forthcoming. She just wants to end it and you could actually talk to her about it. But if it's just about, I want to feel good because I made you feel good and you said, oh, you said you came? Okay, we're done. You got to look a little bit beyond that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, just try to tune into the empathy in the bedroom because it'll just do you much more good. And it'll do your partner much more good.
It'll do you more do.
Yeah. And then if she feels good, then you're going to feel better. There's always that fucking little hazy look that women give you after they've gotten some good shit. Yeah. And they're like, what do you want me to do for you? And they give you like this fucking hazy look in their eyes, like they're drunk or something. Yeah. Yeah, I call it being dick drunk.
Yeah, dick drunk.
Yeah. You could be at that moment, even if the girl's the most vanilla girl in the world. If you was like, eat my ass, she'd be like, okay.
That ain't wrong. I ain't mad at
that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We going for an hour now?
No, we're waiting for an hour. I mean, think we're gonna close it off.
So that's it for today's live. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We had a great time talking with you guys, and we'll probably turn this topic into a video. So yeah. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that. Cheers.
Cheers. Peace, people.
Sit back, live for myself.